Sure. When you first met Serhii, outside of, everyone who works with you has to have a great work ethic, but outside of that?
No, we really didn't. Had no clue that it could be so successful so early as far as the KOs. I mean, we knew that we could develop him into a good fighter, but he's really surprised not only himself but us. He's done very well. It's just a matter of we have to keep reminding him that he's not Mike Tyson. We have to keep reminding him that he's the kind of guy that's going to wear you out, wear you down, like Chavez Sr. used to do, and eventually put you out or make it a real difficult night for you. So as long as we keep insisting and emphasizing that in the gym, I think that he's going to be okay.
But are you suggesting that he doesn't have a power punch?
No, he does have a power punch.
Yeah.
No, but he's not Gennady Golovkin. Let's just say he's not Murat Gassiev. He's not any of those guys that one punch knockout power. He's the kind of guy that places his punches very well, punches hard, but most of all, he places his punches in the right spot.
When you said he surprised probably himself and you guys, what do you mean? Which part of his development surprises you the most?
How fast he's developed, and he's sparring in the gym with guys like Michel Soro. We sparred with Angulo, with Fundora. He's sparring with some very good guys and doing very well. So that's the part that surprised me, how well he was going to adapt to the professional style.
The fight on Sunday, we having this conversation before the weigh-in. What's going to happen? What you expect him to do in the ring Sunday night in Avalon or afternoon?
I always insist on him understanding that he's got to practice the things that we're doing in the gym. If he practices some of those things in the fight, then before you know it, 20 fights, we will have mastered the art of what we're doing in the gym. He's not like Murat. He's not like anybody else. He's Sergey. And if he practices Sergey, we're going to be okay. This fight we have to look at as a practice and a preparation for the future fights.
Sir, question both to Serhii and Abel. When I spoke with Tom Leffler about maybe a year and a half ago, he said maybe 15, 16 fights, and I'm going to put him on a big stage. Is it what you also expect?
Tom and I had that discussion. I wanted to make sure that he had his 6s and his 4s and his 8s before we moved him to 10s, before we moved him into any kind of title shot, any kind of junior title shot. I wanted him to get that experience in the ring so that when we got that title shot, he was ready for it. And we thought, Tom and I, that 15, 16 fights would be ideal. This will be his 15th. So hopefully after this one, Tom has got something set up so that he can move to the next level.
154, a super welterweight. Knowing you for a couple of years, I can tell you have no problem to make weight. You feel well fighting at this weight class.
No, it's okay. For my weight, it's good. No problem for weight. I make weight before fight maybe 1-2 weeks. I feel good. I'm good eat, good rest. For me, very good. For me, no problem weight. 154, this is my weight. For me, good weight.
Abel, your opinion, because for 154, I mean, you're a big guy. I am 6'3", what are you, 6'1"?
6'1", yeah.
Yeah. So the big guy for a super welterweight.
He just turned 24, so I don't think we're going to grow anymore.
No.
What I anticipate is obviously his body maturing into more of a man's body instead of a young man's body. And once he does that, then maybe 60 will be in the future. But for right now, he's been at. This morning when we left, he was 53, and yesterday he hasn't run for 3 days. He just worked out in the evenings just to eat and to stay loose, but he has no problem with the weight. Obviously, that can change with his body maturing. So, for the time being, 54 is perfect.
The last question for you both. The top fighters in 154, and where you position yourself right now, the same question for you.
Rating positions?
Yeah.
No, right now I'm box track position 83, 18-3. I may be out of fight. I don't know this. Maybe 170, maybe 70 position.
Who is he ready for?
You know what? I think that the division is very hot.
It
There's
is.
a lot of very, very good fighters in this division. But he's only has 14 fights. I'm not looking for any of those guys for another 6, 7, 8 fights. He still has a lot of development to do, and by the time we get to that point, those guys may not be there. But there are some exceptional fighters at that weight. J-Rock, Hurd is an exceptional fighter. Obviously, the Charlo, one of the Charlos. So we have the Michel Soro, who is his stablemate, is the WBA. So we have some guys up there that are very, very good, but by the time you get there, those guys may not be there. So for us to really think about those guys right now is not really the right thing to do.
Thank you very much, guys. Hot Southern California.
Extremely hot.
No, but you wearing
I always wear a jacket.
jacket.
That's just me.